another job. I actually walked in and saw that kitchen and it still looks as good today. So that's 3 years later that they painted the lemonade and it's still in good condition. So don't be put off. Even the same with kitchen bathroom tiles. There's special lemonade paints and tile paints that if they're in good condition, and just because they look ugly because they're dated, all you might need to do is paint it and you'll be surprised, and it won't cost you much money at all. Okay, here's another one, again using the lemonade paint. Now I did myself out of a job here because she wanted the client wanted me to actually take out the whole kitchen, redesign her whole kitchen. She was moving in, she hadn't even worked out whether it actually worked or not. But she just hated the colour of the kitchen. Same kitchen, all we've done is use the lemonade paint. Okay, same space. Cannot believe it's the same space. Right? I've lost a job, but I've actually gained someone who's got respect now because it's about how we utilise the space. And she's actually, once she's moved in, she's actually found out the kitchen works really, really well and she didn't actually need to move it. So think outside the square, and this is why getting a professional actually helps you in that case. Now bathrooms, again, come back to your styles. Do you want more of your traditional? Again, coming back to your styles because they influence the type of bath. You are not going to put a typical, really modern, freestanding bath in that bathroom. So think about it. Do you want the really luxurious, and I'd love to have that, imagine sitting back with a cup of tea, a book, no kids annoying you. That's not likely to happen in my house, but that would be wonderful. You can have the outside, you can have your imagination. Don't be put off limited by your imagination. Now this is the one I designed, it was with the Hampton style kitchen. This particular bathroom I've designed as well. So again, what we've done is merge the modern with the traditional. So we've got the freestanding bath, but we've used the travertine tiles to give us a new look. It's a good suggestion on any bathroom, shower or need a bath, is do your recessed niche. Again, it gets rid of the need for the fact that you have to have something to hold your bathroom or your soap, etc. And the fact is it can fit into any 90mm cavity wall. So if you're pulling out a kitchen, you have to waterproof anyway, get them to put it in. It's not going to cost you that much extra to do so, and it gives you that wow look. It makes a difference. Now, this is my absolute utopia. Can you imagine just laying back in that? I could just imagine that, but I don't know if anyone's actually used a bath like that, but we can all but fantasize. So, again, layout. We were talking before, my pet hate. My pet hate is because I've actually got it in my own home. I've got a 70s house, master bedroom near the front door, open the front door, look in the master bedroom, doors totally lined up with the ensuite, and guess where the people before had put the toilet? There. I don't know about you, but my bedroom door's never shut, my ensuite door's never shut. So the first thing the visitor sees is the lovely toilet. So really consider the layout. You do not want your toilet as the feature within the space. Also, because bathrooms are tiny, you really got to consider where you put your doors. For instance, you're using this diagram. You have the vanity behind that door. Someone opens it, knocked out. Poor person sitting on the loo. Open the shower door or that door, you get hit. So think very carefully about where you're going to put your toilet, your bath, and depending on how many baths you have. If you only have one master bathroom and no en-suites or anything else, suggest you have a separate toilet. If you have a master bathroom and 2 or 3 en-suites, having the toilet in the bathroom is not a huge issue. But if you only got one loo, I would separate it completely from your bathroom. Now, in terms of vanities, you can have under-bench ones, you can have dropped-in ones, you can have on vanities. I personally like the wall-hung ones, mainly because a bath generally overflows at some time, especially if you've got kids. Put the bath on, come back, the bath's overflowed. And the problem with these type of vanities are that they're usually MDF or particle board. As soon as they get a little bit of water, they swell, that's it, the lemonade or the finish starts to come off. So if you have a wall-hung unit, or at least one on legs, it gives you the ability to protect it, and also has the ability of making the space look larger. Because if you've got a very small space, if you can actually see to the wall, it actually makes the space look much larger. And if you've got a little bit of height like that, it's not too bad to clean. It's only when you've got legs that are only a couple of centimetres off the ground that it becomes a pain to clean. Whereas something like this, you can get in very easily to clean. Now, in terms of bars, think about it. Okay, these look stunning. They look wonderful. I have a severely disabled daughter. I couldn't have one of those bars even if I wanted to, because there is no way I could get her in or out of the bath with that. Think about it. Are you getting to the point of retirement? Will you be able to later on in life get in or out, depending on how long you're going to stay? So if you're a young person with a young family, even with a young family, think about how can I bath my baby in a bath like that? So you've got to think about where you are in your lifestyle, how long you're going to stay there, and who's going to use it. You have also your spa baths. They go in and out of fashion. I wouldn't necessarily think it's worth the hassle unless you probably had a medical problem that you needed the spa bath for. I wouldn't necessarily go to the expense, but that's a personal thing. And then you just got your drop-in bath. So even though this looks stunning and they look fantastic, the drop-in bath can still look as interesting if functionality is really important. Now, showers. You've got 3 types of showers to get. You have got your frame shower. I try to steer away from your frame shower. You've got your semi-frameless and your frameless. Now, you want to save money and still have the look? Go to your semi-frameless. You will save anything from $900 to $1,000 on the shower by having a semi-frameless shower, and it will still give you the look. If you're just having a one piece of glass, well, then it can be frameless. So there are options in terms of that. Toilets, you've got again 3 types. You've got your concealed cistern, you've got your closed couple, and you've got your linked toilet. Now your linked toilet is the one that's got the plastic here, the plastic cistern, etc. I'd steer right away from those. Go to your closed couple, it's ceramic, okay, easy to clean, it looks good, because that's the problem. If you can, and even a 90mm cavity wall can take your concealed cistern. Now that will definitely give you the designer look, and it's not all that much more expensive to do so. But at the very minimum, go to your closed couple toilet, get the linked toilet, it will discolour date very quickly. Tapware again, I'm sorry we're running out of time so I'll have to get moving. Again, go back to your style and it works, it influences the particular tapware. Now this is where you can actually add the absolute wow factor to things. So even if you just use white tiles all over the bathroom, you can add some wow factor through the tapware and that can compensate for the cost. What's happening is very common now is using the grates rather than the normal waste, or if you do use a waste, you can get the waste that can have the tile sitting to it, and that gives you a better look. If you are having the grate, and this is where the planning is important, if you decide that you want the grate halfway through your makeover, it's not going to work, because if you use the grate, they've actually got to have the slab sloping down a different way to if you're using the waste. If you're having the waste, they need to have the slab slightly down that way. So this is why your planning is important, because you can't change halfway through and change to something like that, because the slab would have been laid and been a problem. Okay, in terms of accessories, heated towel rails, great, but again, planning-wise, it needs to be hardwired, and some even have water running through them. So you can't retrofit it if you want to hardwire it. It actually needs to be done at the planning stage before you put the gyprock up. And my biggest hint to anybody is have floor to ceiling tiles. It is the best thing in terms of looking fantastic, cutting down on mold issues, not dating, and if you use white, it's going to last for a long time if you're considering that. Then you can add the wow factor through the mirrors and lighting. Now that's the other thing in terms of wow factor, adding lighting. Always have light over the mirror, because if you have it behind you when you're trying to do your makeup or shaving, all you're going to do is shadows. You have it over the mirror, it gives you the absolute wow factor. And don't forget, you've got the LED strip lighting. That can be retrofitted. So if you've got a unit, you can actually just put that in. It's not very expensive at all. If you've got a PowerPoint beside it, you've instantly got that wow, look at me, designer look factor. For very little money and not having to actually retrofit it or even have to get an electrician in. You can actually just plug it into a PowerPoint to get that look. In terms of materials, we've got, again, this is general, and we're virtually out of time, I think, so we'll have to go through it very quickly. You've got your granite and your marbles, which are your natural products. Now, if you're going to use those, they're expensive and you need to choose your own slab. If you choose your own slab, because the colours can vary. You can also go to your engineered stone, or there are things like your Caesar stone, your smart stone, your quantum stone, whereby they've actually taken pieces of ground stone and put it in a resin. And it gives you continuity. You also have corian, which is a similar thing. It's a metal salt put into a resin. And the advantage of this one is it can be moulded to any shape, so they can heat it and mould it. And you can actually go around corners, etc. So that is, but word of warning, very expensive product. So it'd be something you really want to consider it. Or you can even do your stainless steel if you love your cooking and that's the look you want. Okay, in terms of materials, I'll go past that. Now, again, put the niches in is another idea. Another idea, if you're running out of money for bathrooms, for instance, all the white ceiling or wall tiles, but have a feature wall. Have a feature wall or tiles, and that can reduce your cost, because if you go to Mosaic or something like that, you're paying $50 or $60 a sheet. Whereas the white tiles, for instance, you can do for $20 a metre, square metre. So you can actually factor things off that way. In terms of materials for doors, what I suggest, my must-have is I would have a solid kitchen bench, but if you wanted to reduce cost, do your laminate doors. They have actually improved out of sight, but what I say is you use your 2mm PVC edging so that it seals it. So in terms of that, your laminate's your cheapest, your vacuum formed is the next one, your timber veneer is your next expensive, and your polyurethane are the most expensive. There's advantages and disadvantages to each, and I haven't got time to go through it, but if you want to discuss it, I'm just over there and I can explain what they are. So my must-haves are a solid bench top, drawers, soft closing, a corner storage system and a mixer tap. My bathroom ones are floor-to-ceiling tiles, mixer taps, a wall-hung vanity and an enclosed system. Now they're my wishes, they're my must-haves. You would have something each depend on what suits you and what you need. And basically, trick of the trade, do not be scared to employ a professional, because in the long run, like the client who had with the Hampton kitchen, if they had not got me in, they would have spent $80,000 on a kitchen that was totally non-functional. So in the long run, it can save you a lot of money by checking with a professional. And I'm just over here. I haven't had time for questions because I've actually made the topic too large, but I'm over here if you have any sort of questions that you would like. Come over and talk to me and we can, there. Thank you.